I hope everybody's doing fine. Just got from work. Um, uh, you know, Someone left me a comment, and it made a lot of sense. I said I had to think about it a while, and it made a lot of sense because I felt that way also. They ask, it's in the comments. Why? First of all, they said, "Why do you call yourself apostate? Why don't you just forget about everything and live your life?" Um, so I'm going to answer those questions. Um, it seems like it was a sincere comment. I mean, some people leave bad comments, but I don't really think about those. But this one seemed like it was like sincere, so I'm going to answer it because I felt that way also. And first, I'm going to say apostate. The reason why we call yourself apostate, everybody does the same thing. I mean, when you talk about a certain group, which is different for Jehovah Witness because only Jehovah Witnesses call us apostates, and we feel it. I mean, we feel it. Or first, let me speak in general, because usually when a group of people talk about a certain group of people, we already are familiar with it. That group of people who are being talked about, um, if they don't feel it's right, or if they overcome the the um, the hurt of it, they usually, uh, or no matter what, they usually use the term as sort of like a joke or something. But I know in linguistics it's a term, because in linguistics they have a term for everything. So if they call us apostates, and we go, "I'm an apostate," um, we don't say it as if we're apostates, but we say it. It's a word for it, but it's really complex. So it's not really like a joke, but it's kind of like a joke. But it's like, okay, I'm apostate. I agree with the fact that I did leave. Not that you're saying that you're apostate, but it's just the way the way the system is, the way culture is, human culture. I would have to. I don't know if it's an other. I think it's a cultural thing, because I don't think um, other English-speaking countries might not do it, but I know in America, the group. I mean, any group that talks about another group, or if there's a derogatory term for that group, they use it amongst each other as a joke, or as, just use it. I mean, I could go into it and I could find out, why, but that's really linguistical, and it's cultural, you know. Some people don't agree with it, and some people in the group who being affected by it won't use it. But I don't really say it that much, but I can say I'm apostate to let everybody know that I'm an ex-Jehovah. I mean, I'm on which side I'm on, um, as far as that is concerned. It also shows that you do care about, um, what someone has said. I mean, uh, it does show that you have been hurt, but if you're hurt, you just got to show that you've been hurt. Um, okay, so okay, can I go to the next point? I want to make sure that I clear that one up, saying that, why do we call each other? Oh, ex-Jehovah Witness. Now the term, this is a totally different thing. I think the person also stated, why do we call ourselves ex-Jehovah Witness? That has to do a lot with YouTube. Okay, I think part of it is to do with YouTube, because when you have a system of so many topics, I mean, can you imagine how many topics there are in YouTube? And in order to relate to those, like for instance, like I was afraid to get on YouTube. Jehovah Witness, when you were ex Jehovah Witness, or when you left the congregation, the way your mind is set. I don't know if this. I don't think this person is was a Jehovah Witness before. But I do think that person, and I appreciate I appreciate the comment. Okay. So I was saying, like, when I was afraid. Okay, most people when they come out of Jehovah Witness, because the way the mind is, you're afraid to see any apostate, because you do actually feel you've been called an apostate. In the back of your mind, you feel like you're an apostate. I mean, part of you, which is true, because they called us evil slave class, and I really felt like an evil slave class. But the thing about it is that, and some of us are evil. We felt evil slave class, because that's just the way it is. I mean, they want to hurt you. If somebody wants to hurt you, they hurt you. I mean, you know what I mean? I mean, you can get strength to overcome it, yes, but they still hurt you. But I was saying that you have this fear, okay, of getting of talking to other apostates or evil slave class, okay, because you feel you are in the back of your mind, and a little bit, you know what I mean, and you don't know what to do. But then you get on YouTube, and in order for you to connect with in order for those other people who want to help you to connect with you, you have to have some kind of logo, I would say, or some kind of term, that category. So I would say part of the reason we call ourselves Ex-Jehovah Witness is because we need a term. You need a term to connect with other people. I mean, it is so big. YouTube is like, phew. I mean, if one video can have a billion hits, can you imagine? It can have 1,000,000 hits. Can you imagine all those people? So you have to have some kind of term to locate help, you know? And when I first started, I didn't know what to do. I didn't know that ex-Jehovah Witnesses were on YouTube. And then I think I looked it up, okay? Jehovah Witness or something like that. And then I saw ex-Jehovah Witness. That's where I got the term. And then I was afraid. I mean, I was afraid to go and talk to the apostates, because that's what you feel, you know? Like I said, if somebody wants to hurt you, it's something that they say or something that you do, that you care about the people. In order for you to be hurt, you have to care about the people. So we do care about the Jehovah Witnesses. We don't want to linger on that because, you know, it's a lot of pain. But, you know, but that's how we find each other. And that's how, and then when I started looking, then I found that it was an Ex-Jehovah Witness. I knew next time when I wanted to have information, or, you know, maybe when I was a little bit stronger, to hear and I was afraid. Just all I had to do is look up Ex-Jehovah Witness. Then I looked up Ex-Jehovah Witness, and it was scary. I mean, I was like, you know, wow, something's gonna happen. They're gonna get me. You think it's funny, but this is exactly what I felt. It's like, and I was living by myself, and I was in Denver, and I was like, something's gonna happen. Something's gonna happen to me. Oh, and then if something happened, I would say, it's because I was looking at those tapes. I know. I can't look at the Ex-Jehovah Witness tapes anymore. You think it's funny, but that's how I was thinking. And I would be at work, and something would happen bad, and I would go, it's the Jehovah Witness tapes. I can't look at the Ex-Jehovah Witness tapes anymore. And it was like that for a long time. I mean, a long time. And then I would go through the tapes, and then some of them would say they felt the same way. And then I would go, what? They were afraid too? And I got more strength and more strength. I mean, like, I just didn't end up this way. It took years. That's another reason why we have to help each other. I think I can slide into the next thing now. So I'm almost sure I answered the question about, why we continue to call each other ex-Jehovah Witnesses. Now the other one is, why don't you just live your life and just forget about everything? Well, if you forget about everything, you have to shut down things. We're all connected to each other. And your family, a lot of people don't realize, but your family is connected. I have to mention this because I was really hard on these people. The Mormons, and I didn't think it was sort of like it, but I can't say because I wasn't a Mormon. But I saw a testimony from two Mormons. They were married and they left the church. And I didn't want to give them reverence or whatever, but it was really something else. The only thing about it is some people put on a very good face, and they did, but and it was hard for me to see their difficulty and the things that they went through. But they did a very good video, and I watched it. It's only like a few more seconds. I didn't, but I'm gonna finish it. It's only like I have like 1 more minute to go, but I'm gonna finish it and I'll post it. And whenever I mention somebody's YouTube, I'll post it. But now I'm understanding that I don't want. It's not my business as far as Mormon being a Mormon, because it didn't affect me. But I just wanted. The only thing I wanted to say is about that is that I'm beginning to understand that also. So I was sliding into answering, why don't we just live our lives? And I mentioned the Mormon thing because it kind of I kind of understood how you just can't just forget about things. First of all, I tried that. I tried to forget about things, but it causes problems. Mental problems. And I want to tell you how deep these problems that you can have in the Jehovah Witness, because they don't get any help with anything. And there's one video I'm going to show you about, one YouTube I'm going to do about the blood issue, because I was faced with the blood issue. But that's going to be another one. But you don't realize how these people need help. And I know we talk about them, Jehovah Witness, Jehovah Witness, Jehovah Witness, but we also realize, but we can't go there all the time, that a lot of them are suffering, but we can't. We're suffering because they're blinded, okay? And it's something that God has to do, because it's so powerful, but we know we can't linger on what they're going through, because we're going through something and we left it, but that's really anyway, I want to show you some things that happen personally, okay? Like, for instance, I told you about one of my nephews who committed suicide. Really, but he sought help. I'm not going to say which person in my family, but it was in my family, and they couldn't help him. And they say that they keep a letter from him with them all the time. Even that, they need help. You know what I mean? But that person came to them for help and couldn't get it because they don't believe in any help. They don't believe in getting any kind of psychiatric or counseling or something like that. You know what I mean? And that's one of the reasons, is because a lot of family members and friends are actually suffering, and we want to help them. They can't help themselves because they're trapped. I have very intelligent family members, and they're trapped, just like my mother was trapped. So you just can't say, in order to say, I'm going to live my life, that means that every time they pop, and your family is close, and your parents are close, and they have a physical connection, a mental physical connection with you. So that would mean every time they pop into your head, you would have to say, "Forget him, forget him. I don't care. 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 I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. Forget him. I don't care about that. Forget him." That's what you would have to do, like constantly, and that really would affect you negatively. So it's better not to just forget it because you have to deal with it, okay? And it's better just to deal with it. Like, for instance, I was getting that when my mother was passing away. I wasn't going to cry or anything, I was just doing like that. Um, I felt like that when my mother was passed away. I kept getting I don't know, messages. Nobody knows how it goes. You're just connected by love, okay? And I kept saying, "There's nothing I can do. There's nothing I can do." And I kept seeing, not seeing, but feeling her in this bed. And she suffered for like 3 years, and nobody says anything. So how can I just forget about that? You can't just forget about that, you know? If say I was trying to, that's another reason why, because I said I was trying to. So that means I went that path, and that doesn't work. You just got to deal with it, but not just deal with it, but you have God on your side. They don't have God on their side. They don't know how to have God on their side. We know how to have God on our side. So we know how to pray about it. So we can pray about it. So we just can't say, forget it, because you'll end up with a mental problem and mental problems, you know. And the first thing they'll ask you is, what's going on in your life? Well, I have family and I want to forget about them. Okay. Okay. So that's, and then that will be the cause of your problem. Okay. So you just can't forget about things. Okay. Like I told you, one who commits suicide. Then there was another person in my family. I'm not going to say like what it is, but it's close family, and not brother and sister though, but they were Jehovah Witnesses, and one of the family members, the son, waited until they went on vacation, Niagara Falls, and when they got to Niagara Falls, they jumped over the the fence, the guardrail, and killed themselves. And this person was thinking about that all the time, and not one person in the family could see that there was a problem. And it's not like in the world, I mean, what they call the world, and the world is not what they think it is. It's not the world, you know. I mean, in the world, as they say, it would be pretty hard not to tell, okay? Because you have an open mind and you could tell when something's wrong with somebody, okay? And you have to do something. And a lot of times, a lot of people don't realize, yes, they got all these crazy people and things happen, but you don't realize how many people are saved. They don't talk about it, but just by saying, you know, what's the matter? What's the matter? What's the matter? Something's wrong, and the person tells you what's wrong, and you go, well, maybe you can help them, and then if you can't help them, then you could say maybe you need help because you're not handling it on your own. People who can't, everybody's faced with the same thing, but there's certain people that can't handle problems. Okay, like I want to tell you a lot of bad things. Like for instance, like Oprah Winfrey and all the stars and everything, they have things that really bad that happens to them, and they have to go on TV and cry. I mean, the thing about it is that they're not the only persons. I mean, it's like it happens to so many people. But what I'm saying is that most people, which are don't say anything about it, but it's the truth. They go through those same things, but they're able to handle them, you know, and they survive them and they keep going, you know. But if you're not able to handle those problems, then you have to see somebody. And if you're a Jehovah Witness, there's no way in the world, when you're in the world, what they call the world, and I don't really think what, I don't think that we should use their term as far as the world is concerned, because it's not, doesn't really exist. Like I said before, they're in the world also. they're messed up in the world. Okay, so what they call the world is everybody. Okay, um, so because of all those problems, we want to help other people, and actually, this direction is not run by us. It's run by God. There's no way in the world that the organization of the ex-Jehovah Witnesses can do all these things and say all these things and get along and everything if it wasn't for God the Creator, God the Father, Jesus. You know what I mean? We couldn't do it. So we help each other. He tells us, I mean, we want to do it and we want to do it, but you know what? I'm almost sure if we didn't even want to do it, he will find some other way to help the people. Okay, and they got me out, and I was helped. Okay, if one girl didn't call me, okay, I remember I was at home, and I said this like 2 times, but it's short and it's simple. You'll probably hear it again. Well, you won't hear it too much. I think I said it once. And I was in bed, and my mother said, "You have a telephone call." And this is one girl who, because I was popular, like I said, and I used to go to get-togethers, and I saw her there. Very nice girl. We would talk, just really nice person. And my mother gave me the phone, and she goes, and she knew that she didn't want me to object to her, or she didn't want to hurt me or anything. And she goes, "I just want to tell you, I love the Jehovah Witness, and there's a lot of nice people out here. This girl," and I didn't know her, I didn't see her every day, she was just a nice friend. And this girl thought about me. I mean, she's out the Jehovah Witness, she's going to school, and look at, I don't even talk to anybody as a Jehovah Witness. I haven't got in touch with any of them, and I wouldn't do that. I mean, I don't, you know. I mean, I talk to it on YouTube, but I haven't, just like after I left the Jehovah Witness, I never went back and tried to talk to any of my friends, Jehovah Witness friends. And she had the nerve. Thank you very much. I forgot her name a long time ago. Very beautiful. I mean, and she goes, "There's a lot of nice people out here too." I said, "What?" And she goes, "I just wanted to say that I love that religion, and there's a lot of nice people out here too. I just wanted to tell you that." I said, "Okay." And it was the nicest thing, and I just remembered that. And as a Jehovah Witness, you can't really linger on anything. I mean, at me, plus I wasn't too smart. When I was younger, I wasn't too smart anyway. But the only thing, I couldn't store it anywhere. I just remembered her saying that, and it was like a pocket of something. And I kept it with me all the time. I didn't even tell my mother, I didn't tell anybody what she said, but it was so beautiful what she said. I remember my whole life. And say if she didn't care, say if she left and she just wanted to enjoy her life, and she would have never had that. And that was a physical thing for me. Things mental is physical for me. I mean, if you don't have a beautiful physical mind, okay, how can you have a beautiful physical body? And that's the reason why I want to stop it there. That's the answer to all the questions. And I just hope that the person appreciates what I said, and I hope they understand. Think about it for a while and appreciates what I said. I think that was okay. Yeah, I pretty much summed that up. And thank everybody. Thank you for coming to my channel. I appreciate everybody, and I hope that you're having a beautiful holiday. Remember, we get off another day. Some people get off more days than I do, but we get off another day for Christmas. Enjoy yourself. Thank you.